Hi Gemini, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below, where you can find the current reading services I offer. And if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Gemini, I'll be channeling messages for the collective of your sign, and we'll tie it together then with the cards that will be showing up. So Gemini, for the month of February, some of you could be struggling with some sort of sickness or feeling under the weather. For some, there could be here some flu symptoms really getting you down temporarily, or there could be any kind of health concerns showing up at this time. For others of you, this sickness could be more a metaphor to you not feeling quite right where you are, where you're working, with the people you're dealing with. There's something throwing you off balance and not making you feel as fulfilled and as established and as secure as you would like to feel. For some of you, there could also be a feeling of being excluded taking place. You could feel isolated, lonely, or that you're being set apart from people, groups of people, activities, gatherings, even feeling somehow excluded from your own family. This could be making you feel sorrow, or just that feeling of being excluded, as I said. For some, there could be issues or themes of rejection being triggered, past wounds around rejection that right now are being triggered. For others, you are consciously taking a step back from certain elements in your life, but it comes with a price. It's like you're taking a step back. You yourself are avoiding dealing with certain people, going to certain places. It's like you yourself are denying or rejecting invitations because there's something you're not okay with. And for others, you feel like this is the best course of action, but it comes with heaviness of feeling isolated and lonely. Many of you just want to feel a part of something, and you're struggling to find that sense of belonging, that sense of unity. February for Geminis could bring with it like a task, something that needs to be done, that it's a hard one, it's a hard task. I see that there's a complexity about what you're supposed to be doing right now. But then it's going to prove to be very rewarding down the line, especially when it comes to transforming elements that have been the same for too long within your own self and your psyche. I feel like there's a lot of past baggage that this is speaking about, that is kind of like a whole bunch of issues from this baggage you carry coming through in the month, for you to take a look, for you to address, for you to feel, for you to heal, for you to forgive. It's a very complex phase for many of you Geminis. And this transformation is really one that it's hard, but at the same time is what will free you and push you in a new direction, in finding exactly the things that right now you feel like you're lacking. Because the month can bring you that feeling of lack, of not having enough, of not being enough. So we start off here with some heaviness. For some of you that could get yourselves, sick or feel sick throughout February, there could be for some of you some emotional there could be like an emotional cause to this, or you're going to stop to treat yourself physically and end up embarking on a journey that could be very holistic and understand the relationship between mind, body, and spirit, and how to heal yourself more profoundly than just the body or any kind of symptoms that might be showing up. I feel like there are some Geminis here that you're concerned about your children, if you have kids, or if you will have children. For some, the maternity, paternity dreams and aspirations could be coming through quite heavily, but in a fearful way, where you're afraid that you're not going to be like able to fulfill this dream. Or for some, there could be fertility issues. For some, is the fact that you haven't found yet the right person, or you don't have the resources that make you feel comfortable to take this step. So there's issues around children as well, weighing heavy. And for those of you that are parents, your children for some reason are also like something worrying you quite a lot in the month of February. I see that for some of you that are parents, you're afraid of not being here to take care of them, something happening to you, like this kind of fear is being triggered. What if something happens to me, or how will they be if I'm not here, if I don't have good health, if I don't get more money, this kind of worries. Some Geminis will have to hang on strongly up until June, up until your season, to see more developments, to see more of that lucky energy to come in. You might need to wait until Jupiter moves out of Taurus into your sign of Gemini, to have that feeling of luck and positivity to really sit still and bless you in a way that makes you feel consciously aware of the good things you hold, the good things that wait for you, the good things you can create. Because for many of you Geminis, it's like you don't see there's so much going on, and at the same time so little you can see that could bring you help, assistance, fulfillment, support, protection. It's a really difficult period. And not to say that nothing good will happen until next June, but the thing you most want right now that you have in your mind as I speak just might take a little longer than what you hope. And it could be because, for example, if you have this dream of starting your family and having children, first you need to address what is in your own self about your childhood, your trauma, your blockages, your fears. You need to clear all of that out, or as much as possible, to then embark on that beautiful journey. It's like life wants you to be super conscious of the roles of responsibility, the degree of maturity that certain things will ask from you before you commit to them, or before they could bring you the chances that you're hoping and praying for. And I see like some of you, if you're considering therapy or looking for ways to help you, it would be a very good choice. And February could also present to you some solutions in terms of finding the right therapist or the right professional help. Others of you, there could be like a beautiful, also healing energy that is developed between you and nature. So spending time in nature or outdoors as much as possible could prove to be a great source of help. And I feel like there's an advice here for many of you Geminis to do not wait for things to get worse. If you catch on something that brings here a negative response, address it right away. Don't let it grow into this snowball effect. Address problems as they show to you. Don't let things get worse. And this applies to anything taking place in the month of February that presents itself initially as being maybe a small problem or a small thing that you avoid or ignore. No, don't ignore signs, don't ignore red flags, don't ignore any symptoms, address it. The theme again of responsibility is very heavy here. Others of you, you could feel like you're also going through some sort of judgment. Maybe you're feeling like there's judgment and oppression around you, like especially coming from family, like people don't understand you, they don't respect your choices or appreciate your efforts. I feel like many of you gems just need a hug and need someone to be there and be supportive and show you kindness and patience. And you can find that a lot right now through spirit. If you practice, if you pray, if you try to build here a connection with spirit, with God, whatever you believe in. And even if you don't believe in anything, I really feel like looking up is the answer for many of you Geminis. In a more practical sense, you could be throwing yourselves at work as much as possible, but at the same time feeling, again, I feel like many of you Geminis are doing things and feeling like there's no purpose. You're just feeling like you are engaging in activities in this very like automatic co-pilot way, or you feel like your soul is not in it for some reason. There's a lot of questioning around what you should do right now, but at the same time an absence of answers. So February unfortunately seems to be a month that will bring to you challenges. I will not lie. But I also feel like there is some help. There is something you can look for that you're not doing that will serve as a source of relief. Even if it's not enough to cast away all of these shadows, it will help you partially, will help you as much as possible right now. And this is the point, is for you to get as much as help as you can. I also feel like maybe you aren't aware that someone misses you quite a lot. You might feel like you're out there all alone and there's someone somewhere here going through something similar. There's a little bit of a connection and a similarity of a process between you and someone. And this person feels to be like somehow away physically, but you share an emotional link. it's like a lot of silence energy, silent treatment, silent. You and this person might have been giving each other a lot of silence throughout the recent weeks or months. There has been here some sort of misunderstanding that kept you and a friend or a loved one apart. And it's interesting because I feel like for some of you Geminis, you need each other, especially right now as you're struggling both to cope with this phase you are in. There's a matter of pride here between who will reach out, who first, that is causing some anxiety and even delays in what could be a very beneficial healing interaction. So if you know who I'm talking about, evaluate and consider if it's not worth pursuing and extending your hand to this person. Because the same way you could be helping them, they also could be helping you. Exactly. Here it is, the Six of Cups. You and this person, you share something. You share very sweet memories. It's like you remind each other of who you were in that younger version, or you've known your each other for a long time, or you feel like you do. But the appeal of the connection is really about that inner child healing. Maybe there could be like a mutual understanding of where both your wounds lie. And there could also be a mutual desire to have children together, in case this is someone in a romantic, that I'm speaking about in a romantic way. But it's like you can't make this dream come true until this Eight of Swords is dealt with. And as I said, there's a lot of past baggage, Six of Cups in your unconscious, taking itself to the Eight of Swords. And you feel isolated, and you feel alone, and you feel here encapsulated in a lot of insecurities, in a sense of not having power or personal power to change things. I really feel like there's someone that if both of you just extended each other your helping hand, it would make a difference. And for some, if you don't really know who this person is, I feel like because it's in the unconscious, the more you dig for answers, the more you will find who this is or who this could be, or how to really go in this trajectory of healing, especially with the Six of Swords as well in your soul position. So also in February, you could be asked to revisit some places that speak to your soul. There could be a chance to go somewhere that triggers past memories, or you could even bump into people you used to relate with. Again, the children energy or the childhood vibration here is quite strong. The past is very present for Geminis in February. And even though I'm feeling like it brings with it some heaviness, it could also provide to you some beauty. But you need to break free from this discouragement, this apathy that some of you are in. You need to actively look, take on this boat and go somewhere, do something, take an action towards your healing, mental and emotional. And as I said before, there's a very big holistic whole, like you need to treat the whole of you so that you find as soon as possible what you're looking for. Besides of that, again, in February, you could just feel pessimistic, let's say. For those of you that will not be resonating with such a heavy, complex message, you could just feel more pessimistic. Something will make you feel more pessimistic, worried, unsure how to deal with it. As I said, your children could be giving you a lot of headaches. Family could be giving you as well concerns. And many of you just want off. You want like a ticket out of wherever you are and dealing with whatever you are. You want to run, you want to escape. And the problem might lie for some of you is that this escape physically right now is not possible. Because this is about confronting, as I said, dealing with problems as they show up. You also have the Queen of Pentacles behind you. You could feel like you were doing so well, and then out of nowhere, all of this wave of trouble came in. And for many of you, it's because you have been succeeding at certain things, also related with your personal value and the relationship you hold with yourself. It's because you have been succeeding and having here some positive outcomes that you need to do the work to make sure that you maintain this role you've encountered recently. Because if you don't heal and if you don't address the situation as deeply as it is required, all of the earnings you've had will not stay. It will be easy to be taken out of your life. It will be a volatile success. And what you want is to make sure that you go into a journey that brings you stability, that brings you certainty, that the path ahead is only going to get better, not continuously having the setbacks that many of you Geminis have found so far. So I hope you have a great month. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.